Now we are at the startup battle time. And there will be 4 startups that will be battling. They each have 4.5 minutes to present their case, to pitch. Then they'll get 1 question from me, and then the next startup will come up. And in the end, when they've all presented, I will line them up, hardcore lineup, and we'll do the vote by applause. I've seen the prize, so I just have to say everyone wants to win this prize. Definitely. There are 4 startups, so let me just say, if you are one of these 4 startups, please make sure that you are ready out here, because this is where you're going to be entering the stage from, and you need to be mic'd up and all ready. Well, if you're, do you, yeah. The first, I can tell you, Udo and MQS, they are the first 2, so they have to be standing by, and then technology and my EPI. So, by that, I'm not going to tell you much more because they're going to be introducing themselves. So the first number 1 startup we're going to see a pitch from is Udo, and they turn gaming into physical experiences. So give a big hand to Udo.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'll just get the pointer because you will chasing the slides. Hi, everyone. I'm Christopher. I'm a COO and a co-founder of Udo. Unfortunately, Anders here couldn't join me today because he got sick, so it'll just be me today. At Udo, we make mobile gaming into active and outdoor experiences for kids. Today, 8 out of 10 of the world's kids and teens are not physically active enough. The slides are not working. Perfect. Cool. Nevertheless, I'll continue. Instead, kids spend hours and hours consuming video games and spending the majority of a lot of their lives very passive, which is a super bad thing, in our opinion. Instead, to solve this problem, we have developed the Udo console, which makes mobile gaming active and brings people outside and creating fun and immersive experiences for the mobile. The Udo console is the world's first motion controller for mobile gaming, an advanced Nintendo Wii for the mobile, you could say. So this patent-pending technology, together with our games platform, creates fun and immersive game experiences that get people off the couch and into the world. Before getting into a little bit more techie stuff, I would like to show a short video of the console in action, which will hopefully play now. Cool. So the Udo console is a whole console packed into this one handheld device. The only reason this is possible is because the vast majority of you are already carrying around on a super fast and good computer in your pockets, your smartphones. So using low energy Bluetooth, we can, with the Udo console, tap into the computational power of the smartphone, and thereby we can create full gaming experiences. Furthermore, we use the GPS in the phone to build upon this fun and engaging gameplay that you already know from Pokemon Go. And then we added some additional features to make the experiences even more fun and immersive. One of these features is the motion detection, which we have made by combining some 9-axis sensors in the console together with some modern machine learning models so that we can very accurately understand the gestures from our players, and thereby also making sure that we can make novel gameplays and also ensure cohesion between the movements of the player and the player's avatar. More to it, we have also integrated some, what we define at least as HT haptics, which is a vibration feedback in the handle that gives you this one-to-one feel of being in the game, so that you can kind of feel a sword cutting through the air. more to it, to make the user experience super immersive and intuitive, we have given the console these LEDs, a display, a trackpad, some cool buttons, and a magnetic charger, so that we can communicate some quite complex gameplays in a very simple way, so even your grandma could understand it. And then we have added a lot of other things to make it really great. So as you can probably hear, the Udo console introduces a whole new kind of game experiences within mobile gaming. For this, we have also made a game platform with a lot of different games that build on the different features of the console, so that we can also create different games because kids want to play in different ways. We have now already got a signed letter of intent from Elkjøp, the biggest electronic retailer in the Nordics, on 10,000 consoles. And furthermore, we are already ready to launch our product. And hopefully this summer we will execute on our 1 million Kickstarter campaign. So, I have to stand still.
He's filming, and this is the end of your talk
Yes,
also,
yes.
and that fits with my alarm clock. That's saying
That's
no more
fantastic.
time for you. I have one question for you before you
Yes.
get to leave the stage. In the video, I saw people moving outside and families acting together. So, what can you tell us just shortly a little bit about the thing that you can take it outside and actually be together like that?
Of course. So answering on the technical side first, we actually, I didn't mention that, but made this in a very robust way and in a water repellent way, so it also meant for outdoors use, because we want to bring people outside. That's also sort of the GPS thing about it, as you also know from Pokemon Go, and making it social and such.
Thank you very much. Give Udo a big hand. You get to use your hands much more when we give the final verdict later on. And now I'd like to introduce the startup number 2. It's MQS, Next Generation Research Simulation. Please welcome to stage MQS.
Thanks.
Set timer til 4,5 minute.
What shall I press? Okay, this one. Hi, I'm Mark from Molecular Quantum Solutions, and we have a problem. Pharma and biotech companies spend worldwide $195 billion on research and development only. That's 20% of their revenue. And the BCG report showed that since data has been captured about their productivity, it's just declining. But we are at a turning point, and MQS is part of this turning point. We focus on 2 steps in the whole drug discovery and pharmaceutical manufacturing pipeline. So what we focus on are the formulation development step, where we can, with our quantum chemistry predictive models, calculate how the solubility of a drug compound solves in different chemicals. At the same time, those models we can use for manufacturing pharmaceuticals. So we have created a quantum chemistry simulation platform running in the cloud, where you can high throughput screen molecules, rank them, and then do an efficient design of an experiment in the laboratory. So how does it look in the background in a simplified way? We connect the database to our quantum chemistry models. We use ML and AI to automate the lab. And we have 3 pillars we are focusing on. And the 3rd pillar you can see here on the right is that quantum chemistry models are the first models which can also be solved with quantum computers. We also benchmarked our algorithms against the market leaders, and we come closest to the experimental values. And we provide the uncertainty on the prediction points, which is very important for risk assessment. And we did, of course, also a use case with a pharma company, and we showed that we can reduce the time and cost of a single research study by 90%. And this scales exponentially because pharma companies want to do a lot of experiments. And also with the Technical University of Denmark, we hook up our platform together with the pilot plant facilities they have. And here's a report by Quantum Tech together with Honeywell. They tried to identify the early adopters, and we hit the first 3 spots in this environment. We've also got a quantum computing strategy with different offerings, and we also created an algorithm which we are patenting right now. So you get a custom portfolio dashboard of industrial tools for a flexible price running in the cloud. And we have different sales models. We have a dashboard, we have the API, so you can hook your own dashboard up to the API. You don't need our interface. We have consultancy and workshop offerings, and we are also licensing out our IP. But in the future, we don't only want to be a SaaS business, we want to create our own pharmaceuticals. So in the long run, we are using our own data-driven and quantum-driven platform to create biotherapeutics, which is very important right now to try to find medicaments against Alzheimer or Parkinson's disease. This is the revenue model. So we're trying to switch from a consultancy-based business to a software business, but we are also still relying on soft funding. And we have a very strong team, and Kurt Stockrow, my partner in crime, he has been the former CEO of QuantumWise and invested into MQS as our co-founder now. We have a strong network, and we're raising currently in a pre-seed and seed round 6 million euros. Thank you.
So here's a little role playing for you. You and me, we sit next to each other at a dinner, and I'm a librarian, and I ask you, so this company that you're working at, what difference is it gonna do for me, or for my children, or for my family in the future?
So this is a company which is affecting pharma, biotech companies, and chemical companies. So we don't only concentrate on pharma, but also chemical companies. And when you think about chemical companies, they produce, for example, plastic. And we're trying still to find novel plastic solutions to reduce the amount of oil we're using, our economy. And with such kind of simulation tools, you can construct new polymers and test them very radically and fast in silico, so on the computer before going to the laboratory. So this kind of quantum chemistry-based simulations is like with CFD, computational fluid dynamics simulations for the aerospace, where they designed airplanes also with computational fluid dynamics before actually building those airplanes. So you can think about this in this kind of impact range.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
This was MQS, Next Generation Research Simulations. The next startup coming up is startup number 3. Technology with a G. Very clever. Technology, rethinking power supply for future IoT. Welcome to you. Time is yours. Set timer to 4,5 minutter.
Yeah. Yes, so I have to challenge the audience tonight or today because I want you to rethink power supply, and especially for sensor applications in the industrial area. The reason for that is that we'll not make it the industrialization or the digitalization of the industry if we are not thinking different. So I guess you're all familiar with this plot here, where to the basic human needs has been added the Wi-Fi, the connectivity, and also the battery, very important. So what's happening in the industry is actually quite similar. So we have now all these process optimization, predictive maintenance, data here, data there, but it will all cook down that this has to be connected. And we also need a battery if we don't want to pull cables through our entire process lines. However, when we do that in private life, we just go downstairs, change a battery when this is needed, and then we continue. This is slightly different in the industry. The industry, you have to pay somebody to go down in the basement and get the battery. And even worse, you have to stop maybe the process in order to make the environment safe for the worker to change the battery. So what is going to happen is that we are going to have 28 billion batteries to be changed every year, already in 3 years, at least that's what Tyndall was elaborating. And that is, of course, a huge environmental aspect. But the industry is, of course, always also on the money side. They have to pay for changing these batteries, and this is not going to fly. So we have to do something different in order to get all the sensors connected and powered. And what we suggest, technology suggests, is that we use thermal energy harvesting to do so. So we have a hot site we have a cold side, and in between some material that generates a voltage across this material when you have a hot and a cold side. And you can get a power supply out that is regulated for your sensor. So how do we do that? This is not only a material thing, that is a huge aspect, but also a very important aspect is the power management. And this is what we combine a technology to our product line, which is called SenseEver. We have a hot pipe alert already. That's the upper part in the picture, and the lower part is a power supply, as you saw earlier. Some data for the power supply, just to give you some nerdy stuff. If you have a large delta T, like a very hot pipe in your normal environment, you can get a 3.3 volt, which is usually the voltage, drive voltage for sensors, and you get constantly 20 milliwatts. We made the power supply smart, so if you have a very low delta T, only a couple of degrees, you can get a periodic power supply. That means the power supply switches on, supplies the sensor. When the power is used up, it falls asleep again and recharges the internal battery or the entire capacity. The value, pretty clearly, you get continuously measurements. So not only periodic, but also continuously. This is an example from one of our customers. You see 4 sensors. And on top of that, because it is a battery-driven system, they also have this battery health indicator, which nicely is always 100% in our case. So you get continuous data at 100% battery health. Alfa Laval already figured out that they're very interested in independent power sensors, powered sensors. We have Develco, who actually figured out that this is a huge new opener for new projects, IoT projects, because you get places where you otherwise cannot go with a battery or a cable. Sigpos is producing a tracker system, which we made always on from 2-month battery lifetime. And Novo Nordisk realized that this this hot pipe alert is a very good way to make a safe work environment. And last but not least, 2 weeks ago, we also won actually the IoT Solution World Congress startup pitch competition. So we made quite some noise for the past 1 year. And we are looking now for investors. And I borrowed a quote from Steve Jobs and slightly changed it a little bit when he was hiring for his director board. So do you want to change batteries the rest of your life? Or do you want to come with us and change the world? Thank you.
Thank you. Precisely. So that was the old story with the guy from Pepsi that Steve Jobs tried
Exactly.
to say, yep, you want to make sodas for the rest of your life. Okay, excellent. So in 10 years from now, what is your big success?
Yeah, we have, from 10 years from now, we have investors. We ramped up a production. We are going on 2 ways, actually. We have a product, as you can see here from the shelf, but we are also cooperating with companies to make customized solutions for their sensor systems. So in that way, we do a technology pull and a technology push. So from at that point, we have a production running with both products, but also customized versions.
Thank you very much. Thank you to
Thank you very much.
technology.
Thank you.
Okay, you're saving your power. You're saving your power, but you can get ready because after this one, we're going to have the big applaud for the victory, for the victor. My EPI is startup number 4, and this app is for persons diagnosed with epilepsy and also for their relatives. So please welcome my EPI. Here we go.
Yes. 2 seconds. I need some internet connection. 2 seconds.
Can someone be helpful with a Wi-Fi connection?
Yes. 2 seconds. Oh, that one. Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to. Oh,
Thanks, there's a-
blah. Perfect.
Thank you, Jonas.
Okay. Fantastic. Hi, everybody. My name is Jacob. I'm 21 years old,
The timer to
and
get
I'm the CEO and founder of MyEpi.
Worldwide, 50 million people are diagnosed with epilepsy, and back in 2017, I unfortunately became one of them. For those of you who don't know much about epilepsy, I can tell you that experiencing an epileptic seizure can be very life-threatening. As an example, my last seizure lasted for nothing less than 7 minutes where I didn't breathe properly. Therefore, it is essential that families greatly affected by epilepsy can live under safe and secure environments in their daily life. And when I discovered that MyAP was the solution for this, I knew that there was no way of turning back. So, MyAP is the first Danish-developed software to Apple Watch which can detect epileptic seizures. We have developed a detection algorithm which is based on the cutting-edge sensor technologies in Apple's smartwatch models. When the measurements that the detection algorithm is based on reach a certain level, which is categorized as an epileptic seizure, the relatives will be contacted with a GPS location of where the person with epilepsy is. But to show you how the product actually works, I've brought a video with me today to show you how it works. So enjoy.
Jeg blev for nylig diagnosticeret med epilepsi. Jakobs nye diagnose gjorde ham mere bevidst omkring hans helbred. Bare tanken om at gå udenfor eller være alene gjorde ham meget utryg. Heldigvis har Jakob downloadet smartwatch-appen MyAP. Appen skaber sikkerhed og tryghed for familier med epilepsi tæt på livet. Det eneste Jakob skal gøre, er at gå rundt med hans Apple Watch og tilkoble det til hans iPhone. Hvis han oplever et anfald, vil appen registrere det ud fra teknologien i uret, hvorefter hans pårørende vil få besked med det samme om, hvor han befinder sig henne, ud fra en GPS-lokation. Når anfaldene bliver registreret, bliver de placeret i anfaldskalenderen, som også hjælper Jakob med at holde styr på hans anfaldshistorik. Med MyAP kan personer som Jakob leve trygt og sikkert i deres hverdag, og vide, at hvis der sker et anfald, vil de pårørende få besked.
Yes. So, since we are here today to celebrate technology and new innovations, I thought that it would be obvious for me to tell you about the next step in terms of development at MyAP. So the first step, and what we're working with at the moment, is actually to find out where to save the data which we collect from our test users the best way, and more important, also which kind of data that we should save in terms of validating the algorithm as well as improving it over time. And all this is done in a collaboration with a researcher which we are working with at the moment. Hereafter, we can start the test period where the purpose is to validate the detection algorithm and discover and fix possible bugs. When this is done, and I'm looking so much forward to it, we can actually publish and launch the first version of MyAP in App Store. But I could not do this all by myself, and even though my team could not be here today, I thought that it would be obvious for me, before ending my presentation, to pay a tribute to my so-called dream team. So, if any of you should have any further questions afterwards, please feel free to approach me. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you very much. So, tell me a little bit about the feeling. You, as someone with epilepsy, you can feel unsafe, and that's what you're trying to solve with this. How does it make you feel? Like, why is this so important to you and to the people around you?
Well, actually, it has been a long time since I was diagnosed with epilepsy, but for those of you who know how it feels to have epilepsy nearby, it is actually not the person who is diagnosed with epilepsy who have the worst feeling. It is actually the relatives who goes around in a daily life without knowing whether you should see the sun the next day or in the evening. So it's actually it actually started as a school project in my business school, and I found out that my mother, as any other mothers, have this feeling of chaos inside her if she doesn't know of your well-being. So that was actually.
So it's a way to gain control and calm anxiety also for relatives.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you very much. This was MyAP. And now I would like to ask all the startups to come back on stage. yes, please join us on stage because now it's going down with the hard judgment from the audience. So you stand over. It would be good to have you in the chronological order. So you would be last, my EP, and first up is here you do, MSQ, technology, and my EP. So just to remind you, you do was the gaming experience turning gaming into physical experiences. That was you do. Hold on, MQS. Am I saying it right? Is that how you pronounce it? Because you never know with these, because you do is just actually you. DU. You never know. MXQ, Next Generation Research Simulations. That was the simulations that you saw. Technology, Rethinking Power Supply for the Future IoT. That was the battery solution. And here is my EP. That is the app for persons diagnosed with epilepsy. Okay, you ready? Warmed up? Ready to clap? You're going to be clapping now. The one where you clap the most is the winner. So I don't know if we have a decibel device, but otherwise it's going down to my ears. So first one, let's hear it for Edu. Yeah, pretty good. And let's hear it for MQS. At least one big supporter in the room we can hear. And then we have technology. Let's hear it for the battery. And finally, my EP. This is not the way we hold elections in Denmark generally. But would you agree with me that this is the winner? Yeah, yeah. And I have the wonderful prize that you can bring home and drink champagne off or take to a car rally, maybe. There you go. Give my EP a huge hand. And give the other 3 contestants a big hand also. Good luck to everyone. Thank you so much for... Yes, and you should have a little quick winner's speech.
Or a winner speak.
Just a few words.
Well, okay, fantastic. It actually means a lot to me because the past few months I've discovered that being a young entrepreneur is really hard because speaking with persons who is older than me is quite hard to gain their respect. So getting a prize like this actually means that it doesn't matter. Everyone stand a chance in the world of entrepreneurship. So thank you.
Of course you do, and good luck. Thank you.